of the damages so far, and have they already been estimated?
Well, we were in the Witzenberg Valley this afternoon. It is in Ceres. This is known as one of the most lush and most beautiful and most fertile area in the country for growing fruit. And everything looks green and beautiful, but when you go closer, you can actually see the damage on the fruit. Chunks of fruit been taken out by huge hail. There's flooding, a bit of flooding in the orchards itself. So even if you're not an expert, you can clearly see that there's great damage caused here. And what the Toit Group is telling us is that the early estimate of the damages is around 70 million rand.
Has there been any emergency relief operations or intervention from government or other independent relief operation officers?
Well, as far as we know, there hasn't been anything like that. There isn't really much anyone can do in terms of the damage caused. If the fruit is damaged, it's damaged. What the Toit Group is doing currently is assessing the situation. They are going to the orchards, picking out trees, and then picking some of the fruit that's on the trees and taking it to pack rooms and looking at each fruit by itself to see which of the trees can be salvaged and what of the fruit can be used. So they are doing their own assessment at this stage, and the only thing they can really do right now is hope for what they call stable weather, because they say they don't mind if it rains, but the fluctuations in temperature and then rain and then hail, that causes havoc in the orchards. So what they want right now is stable weather with a bit of sunshine to see if there's anything that can be saved, but they are doing this assessment themselves to see what can be done.
Well, with the risk of turning you into a weather reporter there, what's the weather like? And, of course, how are the farmers coping with this situation?
Well, this morning when we drove into the Witzenberg Valley, it's quite a climb that you go into the valley there. Heavy rain fell. It's odd at this time of year. As the Toit Group tells us, this is the worst storm ever to have hit the Toit Group itself. It's unusual, but it's not unheard of that there is a hailstorm. And what made this storm so severe and so intense and what caused so much damage is that the hailstorm lasted for the whole day. And about 4 or 5 times the hail actually came down and caused the damage. So they say, well, it's not unheard of. It's unusual weather. And this storm particularly caused great havoc. It is still rainy. It is still overcast there, but with patches of blue sky. So the farmers are hoping that the weather will finally break and that the summer will finally arrive in the Witzenberg Valley.
Mariska Botha giving us an update on the situation in Ceres in the Western Cape.